So I'm fixing this MacBook. As you can see, it is fixed. If you want to see how I did it, watch the video. If it's your first time here, click on the subscribe button and on the bell icon to get notifications about new videos. Things to consider. There is a filter here. So I think that's one right there. There's a filter there. This is a diode pack, and so is this one here. Now this is for the port B, that's for the port A. They're like Xena diode packs, so they clamp the voltages down. So they are obviously this protection circuitry. But the filters are what pass the data. There's one there, there's one there, and I think the other two must be on the back of the board because I can't see them. I have to trace them. But there's one for that port, one for that port. So those should pass through, they should be conductive. So let's find out. Do they look right or not? Because there's not a lot that can go wrong with these if the power's there. Now it narrows it down quite a bit. But I've seen a video of someone having issues with these filters. There to there. 1 ohm. Okay. There to there. 2 ohms. Seems reasonable. Check this one. 1 ohm. Check that one. 2 ohms. So they seem okay. But again, it's all in this area here which had that corrosion, so maybe there's something else going on. Maybe there's another chip which needs working on. Maybe it's this one. So I'm at a bit of a loss right now what's causing that problem. Because the voltage isn't dropping to the port. The port voltage is staying okay. So it's probably some kind of communication problem. Or a noise problem. This capacitor here doesn't look the best. A little bit corroded, but I think it's still attached. Might have to touch that solder up on that one. I'll stick some flux on this, we'll see how we go. The flux that's in the solder might be enough. It's not looking like it actually. It's resisting the flux, yeah, it's just bouncing off it. That is not a heavy capacitor. You probably can't see it actually, I'm saying you see that, but you probably can't. Just stick some actual flux on here. This might be a bad capacitor. It certainly is looking that way. So that solder is not taken to it. I'm pretty sure the end cap's gone. That side is fine. This one is not. Could that be related? Quite possibly. Just take that cap off. I've got the donor board here. Yeah, that is completely off. That capacitor's doing nothing. Yep. Let's grab this one. Okay, that capacitor was for the Thunderbolt boost regulator circuitry, so it was important for the Thunderbolt power supply, but it wouldn't affect the USB port, so it's not going to be that. But that may be related to why that chip was failed, with that capacitor being bad. Possibly anyway. So I tried with a different tester in case the tester was issued, because don't forget these are USB 2 testers, not USB 3 testers. So I'll have to see if I can find some USB 3 testers. This one here, it reset, but it came back on again. The other one was just dying. It did show a slight voltage drop and that sort of stuff, but only slight. Basically it still worked, but the computer still froze. So I think it's a data issue of some kind, or something like that anyway. seems that way. So I've got a flashing icon. Let's plug the drive in again. What I've done now, I've unplugged all these other cables in case there's some kind of interactivity there, like, I don't know, maybe there is. Trackpad's still plugged in though. Let's just see what happens. See if the thing freezes up. It'll stop flashing. So I think it's frozen up again. Now with the PCH being hot, that leaves me wondering, because the USB 3 goes to the PCH. So there may be a problem there. So I might actually just relook at this keyboard again actually and just try this again. I'll leave the backlight off for now. We'll see if that boots. So I've still got a few issues, but you know, it's looking like it's manageable. Fan's doing full speed. So if it shuts down, then I know that keyboard is a problem. Shut down. So yeah, definitely a bad keyboard. So let's pop that back out. Okay. So I know that for sure it's definitely that keyboard, which is that flex there. I think it's actually corroded it away completely. Well, let's plug it back in again now. Yep, that keyboard is bad. Oh, really? Now I'm getting that beep even with the keyboard unplugged. I've got a bad connector as well then. I know there's a little bit of damage here. Just very slight corrosion, but I thought I got it all off. Unless that debris come off inside the connector now. Let's pop the Wi-Fi back off again. Yeah. Put the Wi-Fi back in again. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, I think it's bad keyboard as well. So bad keyboard, dodgy USB ports. Does the internal hard drive work? Let's find out actually. I can plug a drive in. I have one here which has got a system on it. It's going to be slow, but it might boot. And if it boots, at least I know that part works. Set it in there. Should wedge. See what happens. I can hear drive clicking. Deep. Okay. Unplug the Wi-Fi again. Yeah, that Wi-Fi is dodgy, I think. It could be a main power supply rail or some kind of communication problem, maybe. I don't know, but. There you go, it's found the drive. So what I might have to do is take the SSD out of here, out of this case, put it into the machine and boot it up on the correct partition and do the testing on it and see what problems it finds. Let's actually put this into a system and see what happens, shall we? Ah, I can't type because I haven't got a keyboard. Okay, I won't be doing that then. Shut down. But anyway, at least it boots off the drive, so I know the internal drive is working. That's something. So it's not too bad, let's get in there. Let's put a battery in. Does it charge? Yep, got an orange light, so it's charging the battery. Excellent, that part's working. Yep, current's going up to a couple of amps, so 70 power into the battery. So that's all good. So it's just needs a new keyboard. I need to get to the bottom of what's going on with these USB ports. Then I can call it a day. I think the rest of it's going to be kind of alright. But I can't really go too far until I can get the. You have to do the keyboard first. That's the next thing I have to do is keyboard first. so then I can use the keyboard. Then I can put the ASD disk into this machine, test the machine properly with that, and see if I can find any problems which might give me a clue about what's going on with the USB ports as well. Then I'll go from there. If it doesn't find anything, then great. Then I can just try and figure out what's going on with this part. But it's probably a bad filter, most likely. So I'm still working on this USB issue, but as I was poking around I found a bad wire. I'll show you on this Thunderbolt. So this area here had corrosion in it, and that wire right there, that was really bad. It was actually completely gone, there was no connection. So I thought, well, that might not be a good thing. So actually I'll flick it over again, I'll show you. Just here at the board here. So what I've had to do, so I put in a little wire link. As you can see, going through that wire there. So it actually passes through the wire, comes out the other side of the board. And that's what I've got to work on now. So I passed it through, and now it's got solder back on this side. And this is one single strand of wire. It's a bit small. Okay, that should be working. Actually did a job. I don't actually know what it was affecting, but that area there, I know. So that's a sensor. There's a temperature sensor. I think that's probably related to it. I should actually look it up and find out what it actually does. I mean, it's there. It's not the prettiest thing, but it's there. So there's nothing to actually solder onto on that wire there on this side because it's completely gone. There's no pad left. Anyway, it's in place. So it's got to make it better, isn't it? I'm going to find out what that actually does. Yeah, okay, so that is a current sense circuit. So we've got a current sense resistor here. It just passes through that wire to the chip, which is then obviously sending a measurement through somewhere else. Let's clean this up and I'll put the heatsink back on. So there's not been much really on this side of the board, which has been bad. I've had a pretty good look around. Nothing really of concern. This has been quite frustrating. I'm actually concerned it might be the PCH which is bad on this, and that would be very bad because if the PCH is bad, then that's not really fixable. And it seems to work otherwise, just that USB port just doesn't work quite right. Should we carry on cleaning it up? Now, do I need to put some ultraviolet stuff on there to hold that in place? Might be prudent too. I haven't used that stuff yet. So look. Okay, so I've got my stuff just here. Haven't used this before. I'm supposed to have a plunger on it because it is a syringe, but I'll just kind of push it out with a screwdriver for now. I don't need much at all. It's not really worth worrying about all that. So I'm just going to try and get some on there without using a nozzle or anything. Well, that's definitely plenty. Too much. What is it? I never have a cloth on. What one? Clean a bit of this off. Just want to get enough to hold the wire, that's all. It's not looking too bad there. It's a bit better. Next time I'll get a little bit on a tip of a pair of tweezers and drip it on that way. Anyway, I'll do. Right, an ultraviolet torch. Don't know what I'm supposed to do this for. Does that appear to be hard yet? Still not hard yet. Thought it'd be going off by now. Let's read what it says on the tube whilst we're waiting. Doesn't say. It's starting to go. Yeah, that's looking better. So probably a couple of minutes is what it needs. And you can see I've got some on that sensor, but it probably doesn't really matter. Probably just being a little bit fussy. I've been looking really closely right over it and I haven't really found anything. Okay, so I seem to have a problem with this thing, which is being a bit of a pain. I've replaced this chip here twice. So I've got my chip numbers now. But I've replaced it twice. So I replaced it once because it was blown. It was getting hot. It was working. And then it wasn't working. And it was blown again. So I can't actually find out why it keeps blowing either. I've checked all the components around it, the resistor values are correct around it, the capacitors aren't shorted. I'm at a little bit of a loss. And there are some other associated chips up here. So these two chips here also associated with it. I'm thinking it could be one of these has got a problem. I haven't replaced either of these yet. But then I don't want to keep on replacing this chip because I've only got a limited number of the things. I mean, I've only got donor boards, this is what I'm getting it from. I think I've only got one left. So I don't want to put it on and find it doesn't go. So what I'm thinking right now is I might leave that last spare that I have on that donor board and not replace this chip again. Now it's only a DisplayPort anyway. I'm kind of inclined to say DisplayPort doesn't work anymore. Right. Along with the fact they got the USB issue, which I still can't resolve. You've got these little filters, like this one. Right, so that's the filter there, in the middle of the screen. Little 4-pin device, right? Well, it's actually like a pass-through, it's like a ferrite or something. So it's like an inductor. It may just be an inductor actually, but I've tested them all with a multimeter, and they're both, all of the filters showed as being a good resistance, about 1 ohm. Then I put my inductance meter on there to check the inductance, and they all measured about 0.1 or up to, I think at most 0.3 microhenry. So they all have an inductance as well. It's not like they're shorted or something like that, you know. So they seem to be working. All the filters all check out. I can't actually physically find anything wrong with them. I've resoldered them as well, but yeah, so I don't think the filters are the problem with the USB. The other issue we have, as I've mentioned, is the PCH getting hot. Right, this little beastie. So what I'm thinking is that the PCH is probably faulty. I mean, they probably do get a bit warm. I mean, I know in some different models there's actually like a little heat sink plate over the top to suck some of the heat away, and these don't have that. So maybe it's a case of, well, you know, they do run warm anyway, I don't know, but it's not actually something I've not checked. So I should really do that, get a working board, and I know it to be a good board and check it. But one of the other units I've got, that PCH gets really hot, so I know that one is probably failed, but because the USB, or the USB 3 and stuff like that, they go basically straight to the PCH and that deals with it. The fact that USB 3 is being extremely flaky and only working on a flash drive, not an SSD, it isn't a power problem. I've already ruled that out. It's a communication data issue. I'm thinking it's the PCH, because I can't find any other parts which are bad. You know, there's some componentry in between the USB and the PCH, and I've checked all those parts and they all check out fine. There's no corrosion on those bits and that sort of stuff. If the PCH is bad, then that's it. That's the board guy anyway. That's not something I'm gonna try and fix. Ignore the DisplayPort, leave that chip off, and just say the DisplayPort doesn't work, because very few people actually use that anyway, I think. I mean, I've never used it. I had to buy a cable, especially doing testing. So that's where I'm leaning right now, as I say, like, DisplayPort doesn't work, USB 3 doesn't work. So I'm actually kind of playing with the idea of removing the filters which are on the USB 3 lines and take those away, which will keep these at USB 2. It's a bit of a shame only having USB 2, but at least the USB 2 is working. And when you're trying to do USB 3, it crashes the bloody chip. It's probably safer to remove those filters and just have USB 2. At least then it's usable. The only thing that's actually lost in is the DisplayPort. And then I've only got this thing about what's going to happen to this PCH. Is this dying or not? So really I need to put this in together, drop a drive into it, and try running it for a day and see what happens. See if this chip blows up completely or not, because I might be completely wasting my time. That may be normal, but I'm not sure it is. It just feels a bit too warm to be normal. It's a bit of a shame, because otherwise I've cleaned up all the other bits of damage, and it's just those two little faults which are hanging around, you know. I expect that I could probably resolve that DisplayPort driver thing at some point. I might have to replace the connector. Maybe there's some crap underneath the connector, maybe, I don't know. Well, the connector. Maybe there's something under there which I can't see, and it's maybe shorting it. I don't know. I've looked closely at it. In fact, I'll show you how closely I can look. It's a really close look. Is that something there? Was it just a bit of dirt? See something right there? What's that? Did I miss something? Let's chuck a brush in there. Because it did kind of work, and then eventually it died. I'm not completely convinced about it, but yeah, well. But it has been through the ultrasonic, so anything that was too bad would have at least come off. I'm a little bit suspicious about that, actually. Those two pins there. I did have a close look before, but I wasn't quite this close. I didn't see that. Let's stick some hot air on that and let's see what happens. Well, after the hot air, that actually looks slightly better. Could that be what it was? There's between those two pins there, whatever the pins they are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pin 6 and 7. I'll go and look that up. I'll be right back. Okay, so those pins are actually, one's a ground and one is a data line. So maybe it's dragging a data line down. Now that shouldn't have affected that chip, not the one that's been blowing up. The one that's been blowing up, now I've got the diagram open, it's U9410, which is like a power chip, right? So it's power supply for the MUX and has Thunderbolt circuitry, and it goes directly to the port as well. And that actually goes to pin 20 on the port. Now pin 20 on this port does have an issue, right? I've cleaned this up a bit. You can see inside the connector there. That side's looking alright. You can see that dark staining there. You'll see that looks a bit dodgy in there. Right, so I've tried to clean up a little bit. But that could be the problem. I mean, there may still be an issue there. So I'm actually wondering if maybe the connector is what's going wrong here. So there is definitely something going on in there. So is there a bridge on those pins? I mean, there could be. You know, is there still a problem there, which is what's causing it to blow? It could be that. I don't know how hard it's going to be to replace that connector. It might be possible. I've got Thunderbolt, so I could try taking one of the Thunderbolt and see how hard it is to get it off. And if it's worth risking, all I've probably got to do is hold it up so it will drop off. If I can get it off okay, then it might be worth it. So let's try taking one for Thunderbolt. So we get the picture off. Probably gonna need more heat actually, and a bit more air. See, it's a big lump of metal. Well, it's not dropping yet, is it? Oh, try some more heat. And a bit more air. Oh, solder's starting to go. Done something. Alright, what's it actually done though? That's the question. Has it worked? Has it destroyed it? Well, those pins look okay. It's got some plastic standoffs here which melted when I was heating it up, but that's understandable. Those look alright. Well, I think it is actually feasible to pull one of these things apart. So changing that connector looks like it might be possible. Let's check on this one. See the difference in there? Yeah, I think I might change that connector. I mean, obviously I can get it off. You can see there's bits here that melted, but that's not really a big deal. There's locators anyway. I reckon that's a doer. Now what I might try doing is put some leaded solder in there as well, just to make it a bit easier to get it out so I don't stress this board. Okay, so I think I'm going to do that. Now what I'm going to do is obviously take the RAM out of this thing because I don't want to risk damaging the RAM on this, or damaging the RAM port, because the RAM is currently working. If you've got any heat on the board in that area, then you might find that it damages those ports. Anyway, so yeah, I'll do the same thing with this one. I'll heat that up. I'll put some leaded solder on there to try and soften it a little bit, make it easier to melt, and go from there. Okay, so we'll put some leaded solder on there. Let's see if we can get any more progress out of this one. I'll do it this way around. I think that's blew apart off the board. I might have to adjust myself slightly here. This isn't working. Hold on. Yeah, that's definitely easier. Right. So I'm pretty sure I lost a part there. Put it to the other board. Yeah, knocked a part off, which I know was there before. Hopefully it's just the one part I've lost. But it's not a big deal anyway. Let's just fix it. After I put the connector on, I'll fix it. So let's clean this up, get some flux on it, get some solder wick, and we'll try and get these holes cleaned out. See if this can do it or not. It may or may not work. Just wanted to try with solder wick, see if I could do it with that. I know you can do it with wick, but nah, it's not really doing it with it. It's got some of it. It's cleared some of the holes out. I suppose I could always try doing it from the other side of the board as well. See, we'll suck up that way. May need some more heat in my iron actually. It's almost doing it. Let's get the soldering going out. We've got a few more holes cleared. And it's almost going. Just a couple of holes there which are still being stubborn. See, I've got 4 holes left to do, plus that tab. Let's try wick again with that one. Just trying to be careful not to accidentally flow solder into the holes around it, like that. Ugh. Come on, cooperate, you bugger. Well, the alternative approach is I'll just try putting it in and using heat to push it through. Standing on that and lined up, and we'll heat it and hopefully it will pop through. Okay, let's use hot air and push it through now. Okay, I think that might actually be it. I think that might be it. Yeah, that's right down. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's alright. It's close enough. Let's solder this thing in. I mean, does this fix the problem I have? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm kind of unwilling to put another chip on, that's the only problem. Might need some more heat on this iron. Yeah, I do. It's not hot enough. Well, solder it. So I've got that surface mount part which went flying, which I need to put back on. Try to see if there's any other parts that's come off at the same time. There's a part there, it's okay. That's the pad. There's supposed to be a part here. No, it's gone too. So it's supposed to be a resistor there. So I'll take the parts off this board and put them on this one. Not a big deal. These tweezers aren't very good. They're bent slightly. It's slipping off. I'm sure the other part there's gone. Yeah, it's definitely gone. Right. Just trying to figure out how to get the thing off this board on the other one easily. Uh-oh. So what I was trying to avoid doing is losing the part. Where'd it go? Well, I found this part, which is the original one which I lost. It's typical, isn't it? Where's the other one gone? I've lost the part. Where'd it go? Now we'll try and find it. I'll come back once I find it. Okay, I found it. It's down here, the side of this capacitor, see it? Sitting down there. Little bugger. Travelled quite a way. Anyway. I mean, I could have just got another part and carried on, but I don't want to do that in case it's sitting somewhere which could cause a short circuit or, you know, blow something up. It's so tiny I can't even see it. So, yeah, fun. So there we go. Pop it down again. I'm going to need maybe something else to get it off. Is that going to work? No. Right. We shall try this again. This time with more flux. Down. Where is it? Oh, it's on the tweezer. There it is. It's likely to end up upside down. It's going. Down you burger. Come on. It is. Right. Let's try and get this thing in. Certainly is a challenge. Come on. Hop in there. I'm quite far away, so I'm trying to not blow it away. Now I've lost where I am on the board. Where are we? Okay. Come on. You know what, I should probably get my decent tweezers for this because I'm struggling with the other ones. This is so small, I think it justifies decent tweezers. Right. Okay. Come on, turn your bugger. Right. Okay. It's kind of stuck. Let's just try and remelt it. Come on, flow. Yay, it's in. Okay, that was fun. So that's a connector replaced at least, so let's just have a look at this other one. So yeah, I'm suspicious about that being bad, you know. That could have been it, it could have been arcing under the high voltage, because it's supposed to do 15 volts or something, but... Do I replace that chip again one more time? I'll try checking resistance across the power lines from that chip, you know. So I've checked all the parts around it, and they all seem okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some more checks on voltages and stuff like that on this thing, and see if we get any supply rails. I just want to check supply rails because I haven't actually verified the voltages on the rails. These pins here, right, get onto that one. That's supposed to be 3.3 volt input rail. What do we get? 3.3 volt. That looks fine. Okay, let's just check some of the other ones. See if there's anything else there I can check without risking things. Yeah, so that's the only supply rail, so it must be an output thing. Let's check some resistances to ground on the output. So I've already done this, I'm just going to verify it again. So we've got, that's an output. 5.9k, I mean, is that okay? It's creeping up, so it's capacitor charging. Mega ohms, doesn't matter. 36k, these are part of the current sensing and feedback circuitry. 45k, 45k, 10k, so this should be high enough voltage to be okay, or high enough resistances to not be overloading it. That's ground. I think that's ground too, actually, double check. Yeah, it's a ground. So that one there, mega ohms again. All right, that's a ground, I think. Yeah, that 23k. That's 3k, which is getting down a little bit. 570 ohms. That to me seems a bit low, actually. I don't remember seeing that before. Oh, those are the power supply rail. Okay, right, so that's the input power. So those are alright anyway. Okay, I decided to go and do it. I'm going to take this chip off. On this one, actually, I might heat it up a little bit first. It blows the flux away. Get the chip. It's not really floating, is it? Let's get some flux on it. Should self-align. It's not doing that. Lined up. Kind of, looks like it's off to one side slightly. It is slightly off to one side. I think that's not bad. I can see. Come on. Yeah, I need to put some solder on that side, but it'll be alright. Okay, those two pins, they connect together anyway. They're the, what are they called? T29 PP15V underscore T29. Those two pins both go together anyway. So the fact they're bridged together doesn't matter. Yay! Right. So I'll clean up slightly more. And get get a little bit nicer at least. But yeah, finally I think it's okay. Not the prettiest thing, but yeah. With the luck I've been having with this thing recently, I'm not been enjoying myself. This particular board has been a real pain. What I'm thinking I should probably do is probably get liquid damage computers, try and fix them, and then get physically damaged computers, not liquid damaged ones, ones that have been dropped and stuff like that, which should have a good motherboard on them. Maybe to swap the bloody bits around. Oh, would be an easy way. Hopefully it even works. Let's turn the power on, see if it gets hot. Fingers crossed. Right. If it gets hot, then it's blown. No, feeling alright. Let's chuck some RAM in it. Not getting hot. Now, do I risk plugging in a monitor? I'm also suspicious about this cable, you know. Is it this cable which is blowing it up? I mean, I know it works. I know it has been working when I've been plugging it in. But it makes, you know, these cheapo cables, you never quite know what you're getting. I mean, is this the problem? Could this be causing a problem too? Just out of coincidence? Anyway, it's not blown up yet. Normally it gets hot really quickly. You know, burning hot, like burns your finger hot, kind of hot. So the fan's ramping up because the PCH is getting hot. It's not getting hot, so it's not blown. So I'm not going to even risk plugging it in. I'm just nervous about that cable now. It's not blown up now, so I'm going to leave it alone. Right. Ah dear, that's been a bloody mission. So I've still got this USB problem, which I think is due to the PCH. I'm pretty sure the PCH is fried. It's warm. It's not as bad as one I had before. It's probably about 55 degrees. Probably I can almost hold my finger on it, almost. It's probably about 60 degrees now. Still going up in temperature. I think that's sort of settled at about 60. I mean, 55, 60, it's not getting any hotter. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll stick a little heatsink on top of it. Alright, let's put this thing back into a computer. Actually the cable's knackered, I haven't got a cable. There's not much point putting it back in if I know the cable's knackered. I've ordered one. It's going to take a little while to get it there. Do I have a body of another machine I can put it in? Possibly. Maybe this one here. 2012 dead SMC, replaced, nothing plugged in. Apparently I've got issues with this one still. Maybe I should drop the boards out, swap the boards around. And I've also got this one here. No chime, no boot screen, no boot, no screen. Yeah, okay, this one's a bit dead. Hard drive flex, PCH is getting hot. So yeah, I think this one's got a blown PCH. So this might be the one which is the candidate for the replacement. One boot into OS X. Bad RAM slots. Oh yeah, this is likely to be a goner then. We'll see. So all the computers I've really got left now are ones which are quite serious problems. So I did a little bit more work with that board, resoldered a couple of things, replaced the IC, which I think I showed, yeah, I recorded that video, didn't I? I recorded that. And I've put it into a different case because obviously the keyboard and the other case was bad. I've had to order one. I had a couple of other units laying around, so I stripped one of those out. Well, it was already half stripped out because the logic board's got faults. So I've got this computer here, good keyboard, trackpad was bad, so I swapped the trackpad with between this one and the one I was working on, and I've got the board in. And I'm currently doing a hardware test. Here we go. One error. Probably making up a sleep, but it's probably got some pushing buttons. Probably me messing with it. Value wake event, test events. That's probably just me. It's probably just me waking it up. So I wouldn't worry about those. I might retest that part. Test 14. We'll see what it fails on, and I'll look at those ones which I messed up by me waking up, and check it out. But it looks like it's actually working. So I've actually put a 4 gig RAM in it instead of the 16s it came with. So I'll just leave that running and see where it goes. That's running off an SSD as well over here, which is odd because before it wouldn't work. So maybe it's something else that was plugged into the board which is causing the problem. Maybe it was maybe it wasn't. I was chasing a fault in the USB which wasn't really there, because this one's plugged in. It's working. It's probably another sleep wake thing I'm going to mess up. Thunderbolt sleep wake test. There you go. Because I interrupted that too. Yeah. Anyway, I'll retest those bits later on. It's looking promising. Well, it's still going. It's been about 10 minutes more, isn't it? Something like that. I'm guessing I haven't really counted. Yeah, 20 minutes it's going now. The only errors so far have been the sleeping ones where I've been touching the keyboard to wake it up. Yeah, so far so good. There you go, failed. That's because they had those 3 issues. Yeah, just the 3 issues. So I'm going to retest those sections just to be sure those are right, and then I'll carry on. And there you go, it passed. So I disabled some of the tests it already done, which successfully left it doing the ones which I was suspicious of, and it passed all the tests. So the sleep tests and stuff were okay when I stopped trying to wake it up. Done that before too. I thought, oh no, something's gone wrong, so I got to wake it up. Oh no, it's just doing the sleep test. Anyway, it's working. Excellent. Right, so this is the result. I'm just doing an update on it right now. It's all running fine. I've installed a clean system in it, so it's a fresh install. I've just now got to do an update on. Here's all the sensors it's got in there. All the temperatures looking fine. Even the PCH is only 50 degrees, so that's alright. So I was worried about the overheating before. I think it's actually fine. So exhaust is only 2000 revs, so it's fine. It's not struggling. Voltages look okay, or what I expect them to be. Currents look fine. Everything checks out right. So I'm happy. I think it's okay. I think this is a fix. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon, do the thing for creator posts, and give us a thumbs up as well. And share the video to your friends if you think people might be interested in these MacBook repairs. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Share it around. Show your friends. Might be, might find it interesting, seeing what goes on inside these things and the troubles that they can have. That's 2012, which is slightly better than the 11s. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Make sure to subscribe.